Video that just came in moments ago that appeared to show that gondola on fire. It's hard to know from that video whether it was actually coming towards us or it almost looked like it was still rising. But again, as John pointed out, we have an eyewitness picture that said she's a woman saying she saw two people falling from that flaming wreckage. And in this particular video, you can see clearly it is burning. It is just hard to know whether it is still rising at this point or in fact it's actually coming down, because it could also be coming towards the camera. We're going to get an update from Virginia State Police in about 2 minutes. They'll be telling us hopefully some of that information you heard John talking about where state police may have seen a brush fire, if they've actually come upon a scene of burning embers or shards, perhaps something from that gondola.
The last news conference we had with state police, the spokesperson said that they had not been able to find any wreckage. They had not been able to find anyone injured as a result of this incident with the balloon. But hopefully with this new news conference, we'll get some more information, and that news conference is taking place now. Let's listen.
Good evening. I'm Corinne Geller with the Virginia State Police. Just wanted to provide you all with an update on the continuing search for a crashed hot air balloon here in Caroline County. Go ahead and start from the beginning and kind of walk you through it. It was shortly before 8 o'clock this evening when 3 hot air balloons took off from Meadow Event Park and traveled northeast from here, a couple of miles to a designated landing zone. It was a pre-designated approved landing zone. 2 of those 3 hot air balloons safely landed. As the 3rd balloon was making its approach, it did strike a power line and catch fire as a result of that contact. The pilot, who was on board the hot air balloon, immediately began using the safety maneuvers in an effort to try to get the fire under control, but also it's a mechanism of opening up the top of the balloon, because the additional heat generated by that fire causes the hot air balloon to rapidly rise. In the process of that, there were witnesses tell us they heard 2 explosions from the hot air balloon, and at one point the gondola and the balloon separated, and then the balloon took off at a rapid pace. So at this time we are now searching for actually 2 crash or wreckage sites, where the gondola landed and then where the balloon landed. We also know that there was a pilot and there were 2 passengers on board the hot air balloon. We have still not located the wreckage yet, nor have we located any of the individuals on that hot air balloon. We are continuing through the night. We have state troopers, we have Caroline County Sheriff's Office, as well as assistance from the Henrico County Police Department assisting us with the ground search. We also have air support from state police and also Henrico County Police, and we will continue searching through the night. What we are asking for the public's help is that anybody who may have seen this balloon in distress in the vicinity of the Caroline Pines subdivision, we're asking those folks to please call state police at 804-994-5754. Again, anyone who may have seen this hot air balloon in distress around the Caroline Pines subdivision, to please call us at 804-994-5754 so we can get your name and your number and follow up with you, as we're trying to put together perspectives of where the gondola may have landed and where the balloon may have landed. This is a very rural area. Because of the terrain, heavy woods, and also the darkness is kind of working against us right now in trying to locate these. However, we will continue working through the night with our various grid searches by air and on the ground in an effort to locate the individuals that were on this hot air balloon, as well as the wreckage sites. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, we do have an idea, and we have been reaching out. We'll be reaching out to family members. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of information because we haven't located those wreckage sites. So we're hoping that folks in the area of Meadow Event Park and the Caroline Pines subdivision may be able to help us to really zero in on where the balloon landed, as well as where the gondola came down.
Okay. From talking with witnesses, do you have any estimate that you're able to release about how high the hot air balloon was when it caught fire?
We do have some perspectives on that. As it was making its approaches when it came in contact with the power line, and then due to the fire, that unfortunately caused the balloon to lift very quickly. And then, of course, the second explosion caused the gondola and the balloon to separate, and then the balloon took off at a very rapid rate. And that is based on us debriefing the other 2 pilots from the other 2 hot air balloons and then other individuals that have been in contact with us and that were in the vicinity at the time. So they've been able to provide us with a lot of really good information. However, it's a perspective issue. You know, from people on the ground, there's actually mechanisms in place that can help us if they can tell us where they were standing and what they saw can actually give us that distance and that perspective of where they may have actually, you know, came to the ground.
So you're not really able to nail it down at this point about how high it was?
I myself, no. I believe the folks on the ground are working with that information. But again, everyone's at different perspectives, and you know, witness accounts are you're not expecting to see something like that. So, you know, giving those judgments has varied greatly. Anybody else? No? All right.
For clarification, what agencies are helping in the search?
Well, Virginia State Police, because it's an aircraft, we are the lead agency, but we're working very closely with our partners from the Caroline County Sheriff's Office, as well as Henrico County Police, and of course the Caroline County Fire and Rescue. We have several fire squads out there, fire and rescue departments. We also have the FAA. We have 2 inspectors on scene because it is a commercial aircraft, and we've also been in touch with the NTSB as well.
And you've been listening to Virginia State Police spokesperson Corinne Geller describing the balloon crash tonight. 1 of 3 balloons coming in for a landing apparently struck a power line, caught on fire, and as it caught fire, immediately shot up into the air because of the heat. Then the gondola separated from the fire, so we apparently have 2 crash sites. They have yet to locate both of them, and they're looking in the Caroline Pines subdivision.
Corinne Geller saying that the pilot did try to get that fire under control. She said that they have not been able to locate the victims. Earlier, it was reported that a pilot and possibly 2 passengers were on board. She also said that they're going to search throughout the night for these 2 crash sites, and they want anyone living within the or who was near the Caroline Pines subdivisions who saw anything to call state police. And we'll continue to follow this story throughout the remainder of the newscast, as well as online and throughout the weekend on CBS 6 News.
Indeed.